What's going on, guys? HappiDaze here. Today's video, we are doing our TM runs. We had the teams a couple days ago. We posted our teams that we're doing for our walkthrough. Let's actually show you what it looks like in theory so we can go ahead and get through these matches real quick. So I am, as of right now, top 50. I have about 29 million points. So yeah, people are grinding pretty heavy at the top. I guess it's not really a surprise. Usually I'm more around like the 500 to 1,000 range, but obviously with the full boosted badge going a little bit harder on this TM than usual TMs. So we're starting off on the super map here just to show you guys the invasion fight as well as the actual boss fights themselves. So for the invasion fight, if you have all the boosted units, it's really easy to get through. Like, it's just like a knife through butter getting through some of this content, so nothing really too crazy there. So for this first battle, just a quick recap, we're using Stussy as our captain. We have a couple of Vegapunk units on there to help us trigger the conditional of Stussy. So yeah, get through this pretty quick. Stage 1, it's pretty simple to just go ahead and kill your opponents there. Not really too many problems. And really, once you start getting stage 2 and stage 3, that's where all the debuffs in the game can start coming in. That's where you gotta watch out. So going into battle number 2 here, we do have the damage limiter on this battle, so you do have to kill in 2 turns, which is why that delay of Stussy is such a help. Not only can she get rid of the bleed effect that happens, but the delay just helps you get through the content quicker. The Sailor ability of Vegapunk here helps you get through the issue with bomb slots, makes them matching. You love to see that. So we're going to use the Sentinel Armor special there to go ahead and get rid of the bind. Then just using one of the Stussy specials and super types to go ahead and just simply get through the first stage here. Obviously, you can only hit up to 85% of the health there, and then on the second, it's just a one-tap to kill him. Really simple, really easy. Nothing too complicated getting through there. On the final stage, we'll just use the rest of all the specials that are there, and then it's just simple, easy peasy game over. I believe this team, if you have the boost, I think it's like a 51 time point booster, something kind of crazy like that. If you don't have the boost, obviously it's much less. I still think you're probably looking somewhere in like the 35 to 40 range, even if you for some reason can't get the invasion battle. But luckily for all the fights that I've been in so far, I've been lucky enough to go ahead and get those birds on each of the stages so far. So that's really helpful in ranking up and just fighting this invasion boss and getting those extra bonus points there. The 1.2 for every invasion defeat that you get there. And then obviously once you get to the super map, it's 1.5, which is even better. So there you go. We were able to clear Orochi pretty quickly. No issues there at all. Now, unfortunately, this is the part of the video where it kind of takes a little bit to get through, just because we're going to different tiles, right? Now, typically, if you use the super maps that you see here, or the boosted maps, you hit this big section of move downs. And what that will essentially do to you is that just kind of slows down the run, which is good in some ways. So, for example, they have the bento box right there, right after, so it's really easy to grab that bento box. Now, in this case, because this is the first run that I did, it really doesn't help me because I had 200 stamina, so at that point it doesn't really do me any good. But you can see you get that middle move down. It's a 3-turn. All the other ones are 2-turn minus down. So in our case, we got 2-turn minus down there. Is what it is. So we're just gonna keep going here. Obviously, what I try to do is I try to get the moves, just because those are super helpful to be able to get those invasion birds. Of course, we always take nav level increases. Those are always great. You love to see those, but typically, when I'm getting cards, I'm trying to prioritize getting the move cards over, per se, the defeated enemy chance, because, you know, while we have full teams on here, like, I'm not worried about any of these teams here. So it just is what it is. And you can see with the move down, we just wasted about 20 stamina to move like 3 spots, which is just an absolute pain. Now, we did get the growing spot here, but it's at a low level, so 25k points is pretty much nothing at this point. So, is what it is. We're about to face the Shark fight here. Let's see, this is the Crocodile team, so like I said, all you have to do is get to the final stage. Use Croc Special and Super Type. You're good to go. You do get a debuff of your HP on that final stage, which triggers the conditional special as part of Crocodile, and that's what lets you kind of get through a bunch of this content. Super Type will give you a whole board of matching slots, and then it's just, you know, one shot and he is finished. So pretty easy boss as long as you have Crocodile here. All the other units are literally just point boosters. None of the other units are actually needed for anything. I'm not even using their specials to kind of get to the content. So if you don't have any of those other 4 units, it really doesn't matter. Just any boosters you have on that team, and you'll be good to go there. Alright, boss stage is coming up here. we do some damage there just to whittle him down a little bit more. We use the Croc special here, get rid of the paralysis. Then use super type, and then it's just simply just hitting and killing from there. Nothing kind of too crazy. One shot is more than enough to kill them. So yeah, this team will last until the end with no problems at all. So you can see right now I'm ranked 264. So that was just with I think I did 4 runs before I actually did this video here. So yeah, I mean, you can see like people just aren't playing. So one of the things that I noticed is that on this TM, typically when you start a TM, you'd have somewhere between like 5,000 to 7,000 people already playing by the time like 8 a.m. EST kind of rolls around of the day that it starts. In today's demographics here, just based on the percentages, like it looks like only about 5K people have started, 5,000 people have started so far, which is abysmally low for the amount of people starting in the new world. Now, maybe it's people who haven't pulled, so they're going to easier difficulties. Maybe it's people who are just fed up with the game and quitting. I'm not sure. Maybe it's a combination of all of those, but it's a little disheartening. Ooh, there we go. That's a really good 6 increase to the nav level. Thanks to having the Sussy, we get that 100% chance. That's fantastic. We will take that every day. But yeah, it's a pretty sad state where you only have 5,000 people roughly like starting on day 1. So hopefully those numbers shoot up, especially because there's a reward percentage there for what you get. So obviously if you have less people playing, then you have to rank higher to get into the higher tiers of the percent reward. So it's just a little bit of a pain here. So going into this fight here, we're just going to have Zoro basically do all the heavy lifting for us. He'll kick off his special turn 1 so that he'll be basically ready to go by stage 3. You have 10 turns of that special reverse there, starting each new battle. So what I typically had to do here is you just want to make sure that you save a Wano slot on one of your Zoro units. That way you can just go ahead and break the barrier on the last stage. And then the end of turn damage will kill him. Now, I think I saw Toadski mention on one of his videos that if you don't get the intrusion bird, you might not have enough damage. So just make sure that you either A, make sure you're prioritizing those evasion birds, or B, if you don't, throw some supports on Zoro or the rest of the crew to do some damage. You'll see here, even just doing tapping with the 6 characters, I take out a good chunk of HP. So even if I wasn't able to get the intrusion bird itself, I would still be able to defeat this S-Bear with just the end of turn damage there, even without the bird. So just make sure you do enough damage so that you can get way past the threshold there that he has. But yeah, end of turn damage shouldn't be a problem. We get through S-Bear pretty quickly, and we move on to the next battle. So this is probably, I would say, the hardest battle, but I think the issue with this battle is stalling. So I am using a Luffy here. So typically what I recommend is that if you have to pick one of the bosses to prioritize after you've gotten your invasion bird, I would definitely try to get this fight here against S-Snake. Just because you can kill her with one Luffy special if you get her in the mini boss before the final battle. So it just makes it so much easier. Now you see we still have to stall here just to make sure we have enough damage for the final turn. So we're stalling a couple turns on the turtles up front here. But typically what I'll do is I'll wait till the Luffy unit here gets to about 2 cooldown, and then I'll just speed run through the rest of it. And that's just enough to get to the final stages. But like I said, if you do the mini boss on the map itself, one G5 Luffy special will kill her. You won't have to use any specials at all on anyone else, so it just makes it a lot easier. If you don't end up facing her on the map and face her at the end like I'm doing here, she has obviously a lot more HP, so you just got to deal with that. So you'll see, typically with the dual Luffy specials there, I believe he does 2 million for each shot. The Roger there does another extra million, so basically get free 5 million damage against S-Snake there. But yeah, I mean, this team should have enough damage anyway to take, you know, any level up until the end as well, but it's just easier if you can just face her on the mini boss on the map. So just make sure you're trying to do that if you can, but like I said, priority should be getting that Amnesia Bird, and then after that, if you can face the S-Snake unit, that's great. If you can't, it's not so yeah, you can see with 2 Luffy specials, with the Roger Rayleigh Gabon special there, like she has like a sliver of health left. And then we'll just make sure you do use the super type on this stage, just so you can get through the threshold and the damage modification there. But other than that, it's easy peasy to kind of get through this fight here. So the final fight is going to be against S-Hawk. Again, not a terribly hard fight. You just have to make sure that you have a bunch of slashers on your team, so you can trigger Odin's special there. That way you can get, you know, a bunch of Wano orbs on that final stage and just absolutely decimate. So you can see I have no supports on here. Really, the Yamato and the Momonosuke and the Odin unit is really enough to get through this content. So on the final stage, we're just going to go ahead and use the Sentomaru special. Then we'll do the swap of the Odin unit into Odin himself, so he has the type advantage. Then we use the Yamato and the Momonosuke special to get rid of the defense up. And then lastly, we use the special of the Odin just to make sure that we get Wano slots for any Dex orbs that might still be there. So really easy to get through. You can see we're just kind of tapping through the first stages. Just have a bunch of high point boosters on this team that are slashers, so we can go ahead and make sure we satisfy that condition of Odin. As mentioned, Sentomaru special, we'll use that right here. Followed by the swap of the units there, perfect, and then we'll use the special to get rid of the increased defense. Then at that point, we just use one Odin special and one tap, and he's done. So again, this team will last till the end of the event, no questions at all. Pretty easy. So now all the mini bosses are done. Let's go ahead and take a look at the main boss of this, which is the Lucci Kaku. Again, not if you have all the units, obviously it's not that big of a deal. Pretty easy to get through. But if you don't, it can be obviously a little bit tougher to get through here. So let's go ahead and get into this battle here. Of course, Stussy is going to be our friend captain, so we get the highest point boosters. And at this point, I did super evolve the Orochi and the Kanjuro unit, but that does not matter. If you do not have them super evolved, if you do not get to the 5 million threshold to get all the skulls yet, no worries. This team works perfectly fine, even if you have the unevolved version. And I was using the unevolved version until I got the skull. So this team will work going forward, whether you have the evolved or unevolved version there. So first stage, we just tap. Second stage, we'll go ahead and use the Vegapunk special to get our specials back ready. Also get rid of the paralysis, and then we'll use Stussy to go ahead and get rid of that annoying barrier. The super type to give us matching orbs. And then it's just an easy kill on Lucci there. One tap, and he's gone. Alright, so for the boss battle, really the annoying part is those guys in the back line, but luckily the super type of Stussy gives a poison that will get, as long as you can do over 1,000 damage, that will be more enough to take care of the units in the back. So we're going to basically use, the Stussy to help get rid of the barrier. We're using the Pacifista to get rid of the despair that you saw there. And from here, we're off to the races. Not a problem at all. One shot should be enough to kill the Lucci Kaku, and then we'll just go ahead and let the poison do the rest. There we go. And boom. Just like that, we cleared. So if you have a fully boosted team, this is a full whale team, full disclosure, so I totally know that. But I just want to show you guys what the walkthrough looks like. As I said, I'm going for probably top 200, even though I'm top 50 now. But we'll see if I'm going to keep up the same stamina through all the different days. Personally, the rewards between like 1 and 500 really aren't radically different. Are really not worth like going super heavy for, at least in my opinion. I know some people will love to grind, and that's the end all be all for them, but that's just not me. So, like I said, I'll probably say top 200. You probably require somewhere around like the 120 million range, roughly, I'm guessing. But yeah, it is what it is. So that's gonna wrap it up for me here today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section below how your TM is going so far. Have you found the gimmicks in the last stage rough? Do you think it's pretty easy compared to when it was initially released? I think with the Stussy, if you have a Stussy friend captain, it seems like it's a little bit easier than I originally thought looking at some of the battles there. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. As always, like and subscribe. And until next time, be kind to each other, and good luck in TM.